Peter Crouch, Rafa will become truly loved by Liverpool and Everton. Here is a bit of advice for the Everton squad: watch football. Rafael Benitez will be grilling those reporting to Finch Farm this morning on the minutiae of Cadiz against Osasuna on Sunday. Don't say I didn't warn you. At Melwood, it was always the first question we were asked when lacing our boots. Did you watch the game last night? Hang on, what game? Oh, Getafe at Villarreal. Yeah, of course. Jermaine Pennant was once blissfully unaware a Champions League semi-final had taken place. You should have seen Rafa's face. He opened my eyes to football in a different way during our 3 years together at Liverpool. If they follow his lead, those on the blue half of Merseyside will become more rounded footballers, more aware of the bigger picture, because tactically I don't think I played for a better manager. Looking at this Everton team's start to the season, he has already got them going. Demarai Gray and Andros Townsend are quality signings who had lost their way, but Rafa is letting them flourish. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a born goalscorer, Abdoulaye Doucouré gives drive and midfield. Suddenly they are an exciting team to watch, not a label that has been put on all Rafa's teams. And it is true, sometimes he can be very cautious. There was always going to be criticism when he took that job. Crossing the divide stirred emotion, particularly when the man in question had been so derogatory about Everton in the past. If he had lost his first 2 games, it would have got difficult, but I look at that side, the talent they have, and it is one he can harness. Everton's fanbase will take to him. I believe he will become one of the first men to be truly loved by both sets of supporters. My father-in-law, a Liverpool fan, is out in Portugal on holiday with us, and he will never forget what Rafa achieved at Anfield. Everton are going to be dangerous this year with a manager who studies everything so meticulously. He would emphasize the small details that make differences in games, dissecting every weakness in the teams we were about to face. He would go around the team before games, each one of us, and explain what we were up against individually. Where to hurt them, how to exploit them. These are the tiniest things. He would ask questions of us in team meetings. What foot does this young goalkeeper play off? You are sat there having to answer, and it kept us on our toes. Everybody's brain was switched on in every meeting, because you knew a question was coming your way. Be alive to this throw-in, one that we might not have worked on under a different manager. Every type of corner they tried, every system they used. He wanted players to understand systems. Before I got to Liverpool, I was too focused on myself. It was always more important to concentrate on myself, have a good game, win my personal battles. That was all that mattered. You still have to be selfish, and I became more selfish during a 5-month wait for my first goal after moving from Southampton, but there comes a greater appreciation of the team with Benitez. Rafa was brilliant with me during that difficult period when I was being ridiculed. The message was that I was doing really well and that he didn't care about anything else. I wanted to follow everything he said. I was just pleased to be at Liverpool. Richarlison's body language at Brighton after the penalty was awarded had me thinking back to Portsmouth away in my barren run. Rafa always pins the penalty taker's name on the board before games. It might change week to week, and you would wonder why, but there was always a reason. Steven Gerrard's name was up. I took it off him at Fratton Park and missed. Stevie had let me have it, but Rafa went berserk. I never did it again. It was always a professional relationship. He wouldn't dish out any praise. Dropping you and giving no reason was ruthless. Stevie won PFA Players' Player of the Year in 2006 and I don't remember him being given a well done all season. Stevie reacted incredibly well to that. The I'm going to show you mentality. That is probably why he had arguably his best season ever. Rafa would not have cared if I hadn't scored throughout that season, as long as I was doing my bit. There was an FA Cup tie at Birmingham. We were 3-0 ahead at halftime on our run to winning the competition. I'd scored twice and said in the dressing room, "Gaffer, can you please leave me on?" 10 minutes into the second half, he brought me off. It wasn't about me, it was about the team. We won 7-0 and I watched the rest of it from the bench thinking I could have scored a hatful. If I had just kept my mouth shut, Bamford fully deserves his call-up from Southgate. Patrick Bamford is unlucky that this is only his first England call-up, and I know he was a bit worried about ever getting in the squad. With 17 Premier League goals last season, I thought he would earn the nod before the European Championship. Ollie Watkins was playing well, though, with Bamford quite similar to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. What a rise it has been. Patrick came on my podcast a while back. I had no idea how good he was on piano. His rendition of 8,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton was mega, and he is aware some managers haven't taken to him. He talked about the criticism of that apparent silver spoon culture he had growing up. People thought he was lazy because of his upbringing. He has admitted he was a bit casual as a player, but that isn't because of his childhood. Marcelo Bielsa has everybody working so hard at Leeds United, and Patrick has bought into that. They play to his strengths, the chances flow, and he is set for another strong return after grabbing another goal on Sunday. I watched him at Crystal Palace last year. He scored an unbelievable goal that was ruled out by VAR, and then the hat-trick at Villa Park. It is obvious he has everything. Quick enough, great in the air, elegant on the ball and a top finisher. He has a chance of staying in that England setup.